Kimberly Vermel.
Thank you for tuning in to American Medicine Today, brought to you by the Bonati Spine Institute. I'm Kimberly Vermel, joined by world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. Alfred Bonati of the Bonati Spine Institute, Ethan Euchre, and Jeff Wagstaff. Now, before the break, we were hearing from Dr. Dean Spitzer, and he was telling us his incredible story about how he suffered in pain for quite some time, and he had lumbar surgery back in 2008. He was starting to tell us that he's really good now, but we kind of want him to fill in the blanks. Tell us how that process happened. And he did mention having a prior surgery somewhere else wasn't successful, and that's why he sought out the Bonati Spine Institute. So, Dean, why don't you take it away?
Okay. Yeah, so I found the Bonati Institute on the Internet, and I liked what was said about it. And so we went and visited, and we were treated fantastically well. We scheduled some surgery, and I was particularly impressed with what I call the Bonati experience. I think I was the first to coin that expression because
you're not going to get any
from
royalties.
The moment that we entered the building, we were treated like family. It was absolutely wonderful, So I actually had 5 surgeries because of my problems being at multiple levels and multiple sides of the spine. And my wife and I would drive back and forth between Lakeland, where we were living, and Hudson. And whenever we got to the Bonati Institute, we felt like we were home. It felt weird after the problem was solved, not going back to visit. But it was just a wonder. Everybody was so professional. And after each surgery, it was incredible. Within an hour or so, I was able to get up and walk around. There was no pain. But, of course, because there was a major problem, I had to, come back on multiple occasions. But every time that I had the surgery, things got progressively better. But then, as Dr. Bonati explained, when a problem gets solved, a big problem gets solved, another problem might emerge that was masked by the pain of the bigger problem.
Yes.
And but as soon as all the problems were solved, I was pretty much pain-free, and then all I had to do was some physical therapy, continuing to strengthen my abdominal and back muscles, and now I am just as active and limber and fit as I was 20 or 30 years ago. But this time, I'm using good posture.
Good.
That's important.
Now, Jeff, I think you have a question.
Well, I was kind of curious. Tell us about when you were actually at the Bonati Institute and you went through the procedure. Although you were sedated, you're awake, you're alert, you're aware. Tell us how that procedure went and how it alleviated your problems and how you were able to communicate with Dr. Bonati or the surgeon.
Yeah, that's one of the amazing things about this minimally invasive back surgery is although you're sedated and there's no pain through the process, when the surgeons are doing something, they're constantly communicating with you and asking for your feedback because it's very pain is very difficult to see. So it depends on the patient's involvement in the process. And I, being a psychologist, enjoyed being involved in the process. To me, the whole psychological environment was very positive, and I felt no fear. I was very well prepared for each of the surgeries. I had complete confidence in everybody who was on my case, and of course I was honored enough to have Dr. Bonati as my surgeon, so I just was extremely confident in the competence of everybody involved. Everybody from the anesthesiologist, I remember him well, Dr. Hirschheiser,
For sure.
And everybody else in the process was just so kind, thoughtful. Just everything is patient-centered.
Now, Dr. Spitzer, go ahead and tell us how you are today. I mean, have you continued to be pain-free? This was, 6 years ago?
6 years. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think the healing process probably took about a year. I was pain-free from a standpoint of continual pain, but obviously over the years my back and abdominal muscles had atrophied, or certainly not developed. And so, it took a while before I could really engage in the kind of strenuous exercise that I can now. But absolutely, as far as normal everyday activities are concerned, I was pain-free almost immediately after that final surgery.
Now, we were just talking about the anesthesia and how being part of that interaction with the doctor is what makes the Bonati spine procedures so successful. I think you're aware, and I don't know, probably our listening audience may be aware that other facilities put people under general anesthesia. That is something that we don't do because we don't like keeping people in the dark. We want that constant interaction to make sure that we're able to pinpoint the root of the problem. So,
yeah, I think I had mentioned that my first surgery was at Laser Spine Institute, and they also advertise that they do keep the patient sedated and not under general anesthetic, but my experience was I did not remember anything during the surgery. So for some reason or another, I was knocked out. And that wasn't my experience at the Bonati Institute. I was always sedated, but very aware of what was going on and able throughout all the surgeries to communicate with the surgeon and the anesthesiologist.
Well, Dr. Spitzer, we are so glad to hear that you are currently living pain-free and experiencing a life without the limitations that you had in the past.
I think you had mentioned hiking, so good luck on those further treks. I think you even said you were doing better than your wife.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes.
Don't say that.
I actually now am able to be back hiking 20 or 30 miles a day.
Amazing.
That's fantastic.
Even uphill.
All right, Doctor.
Up the mountains.
Look at that. We'll keep climbing those mountains, Dr. Spitzer. We appreciate you joining us on American Medicine today, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Dr. Bonati.
Thank you, Dean.
All right, another success story. So, Kimberly, in closing, as we are up against the break, how do people get in touch?
Well, they can reach out at 855-267-0482 or visit Bonati.com. We'll have more from a couple doctors that are going to be joining us, Ethan.
Yeah, very quickly. It's pretty interesting. February is American Heart Month, and Carl and Joan Robinson are a couple of health educators. They're going to tell you what kind of food, spices, and herbs that you probably have right at home can help you build a healthier heart.
Ooh, I'm going to have to check my cabinets.
There you go.
We'll hear more after the break. You're listening to News Radio 970 WFLA. Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonati created, perfected, and patented the Bonati spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonati invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonati spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonati succeeds where others fail. The Bonati Spine Institute is proud to announce more than a 90% success rate in over 45,000 patent-protected spine surgical procedures. Call us today at 855-267-0483 or visit our website at Bonati.com.
All my pain is gone. Today I am totally pain-free. Nothing. No after effect.
I'm pain-free, and I have had to take any pain medication.
Today I am pain-free for the first time in over a year, and it is so awesome.
I only wish I'd known about it earlier. Right now, I am completely without pain.
Sitting here in this office right now, pain-free, eager to enjoy the rest of my life.
I am feeling great.
I feel 100% better, like a new person.
Today I feel Absolutely fantastic. It's just incredible, the relief I feel right now.
Today I'm completely pain-free.
During the procedure, I literally felt the pain melt away. It was fantastic.
I feel so good.
It took care of my headaches instantly.
It's incredible. It's really incredible.
It gave me my life back.
It's just wonderful. I feel fantastic.
It is just absolutely amazing.
So I'm hoping to be climbing hills in a few weeks.